drawing since I was a child, but I think what I was always interested in was movement. I also think that I at some point realized that for me, if you do a painting or a drawing and you put it on a wall in a museum, it sort of stops there. But if you make a collection, then today where I present the show, this is my vision, you know. I will decide everything. I will decide the music, the girls that wear it, the makeup, the jewelries, everything. And later on it will go into shops and people will buy it and they will use it in their own life and tell their own stories. And I think that whole journey that my creation takes, that is really fascinating for me. When I was a teenager, I read this book about Gauguin, and I was really inspired by the way he went to Polynesia and he brought all these old European paintings. And then he sat down there and he painted the Venus in a seashell and Adam and Eve, and he painted all these classical European paintings, but with Maori woman or Polynesian woman instead. And I found that method really interesting. I think this thing to go and explore something that you actually don't know, I think for me this time an abandoned Detroit, and this is something that is actually far away from me, so I will sit in another place and I will have my European way of seeing clothes and my view on American people, and in a way this whole thing that I put this into a maybe very European version of couture is sort of the same class. Each time I take a new inspiration material, and this time it's actually it's a film by Jesper Just, who is a Danish artist. So this specific piece is inspired by a part of the movie where a black shining car drives into Michigan Theater, which is now used as a parking lot. And the women in the car actually kills a girl, and there's this beautiful scene where all the ruined surfaces, it's reflected in the car. And this is actually a car interior. We have digitally printed surfaces from old ruined buildings on. I think for fashion, what is really important is that you always need to take the girl out into the future. You know, it doesn't have to be 2050, but it at least has to be next season. And for me, at least, there is a difference between art and craftsmanship. And I think that maybe fashion, and maybe the same if you do ceramics in the way of cups and plates and so on. I think that this is things that are supposed to be used, whereas you can easily make an amazing piece of art. And it can be, it can be an installation and it doesn't have to be used, or it can be something that can hang on a wall. For me, I think it's always very important that you can use it. I think there's something really annoying about all industries. I mean, this is a really weird thing to say, but the thing that you actually, that you do have to sell it, I would love to just give it all away.